Good morning, dear students. My name is Abdrasil Turganbay. I'm a PhD, uh, and I will deliver the lecture on the philosophy. So the first lecture of our our lecture, the first lecture of our discipline, the philosophy. So the aim and objective of our lecture is to explain about the discipline and the importance of it. So right now we can see the outline of our first lecture. So here in our in the first lecture we are going to have a discussion on uh, what is philosophy, the importance of philosophy, the main branches of philosophy, and the three main forms of view of the world. And will the last sub topic uh, will be about the philosophical directions. So, what is a philosophy? Philosophy literally means love of wisdom, like love of wisdom, which means that it is the study of general and fundamental problems regarding or concerning matters such as the existence that is our life, knowledge, our comprehension, our thinking and values, and the reason and mind. So this means that how we comprehend, how we understand the world and the environment or the people around us. Philosophical methods include questioning, critical discussion, rational argument, and systematic presentation. Philosophers also like pose more practical and concrete questions such as: is the best way to live? Do humans have free will? Is there just is there just is there just or fair in the world? And such questions are also the questions that like philosophers ask. As for the importance of the philosophy, some people might think that the philosophy is a useless or speculative subject. While, while words and ideas themselves may be theoretical, once once we embrace, once we understand, once we study the like philosophy, and it will like contribute to the to like change our life thoroughly. All of this to say that philosophy presents like countless strategies for our life, because the purpose of philosophy has always been to practice it. Because when we learn or study, or when we learn something, if we don't practice it in our daily life, it is useless, of course. And the philosophy will enable, will help to practice the obtained knowledge in our daily life. Because through internalizing and applying the philosophic concepts in our daily life, we can cultivate the kind of active practice of self change. Because everything starts from changing our mind, from changing our thought. When we change our thinking, our thought, our life also will change. So this is a picture of Goya's, because if you see here, it is uh, like a person who is sleeping, who is sleeping. This means that when we when we don't think, when we don't when our mind doesn't function, doesn't activate, although we are awake, although we are awake, we will be considered as a sleeping as a sleeping person. Why? Because our reason, our thinking is sleeping. Therefore, we cannot say that we are awake. So this is a good question. And the philosophy, the importance of philosophy is that it triggers our thinking, our mind. So there are a lot of concepts uh, regarding the importance of regarding the importance of studying the philosophy. He is the Marcus Aurelius, the founder or the father of Stoic direction in philosophy, has has claimed three uh, like uh, three conceptions regarding the importance of philosophy. The first one is the perception. Marcus Aurelius says the happiness of our life depends on the quality of our thinking. Our thinking. This means that our life is only perception. Our life is only perception, good or bad, because we live inside our mind. So we have to make it so. We must, if we make it good, our life will be good. If we make it bad, our life will be bad. This means if, so every situation can be good or bad based on our thinking, on our judgment. For example, every day we'll be confronted with things outside of our control. This is not bad. The things themselves cannot harm us. Rather, we harm ourselves when we judge these accidental facts as bad. Later on, I will explain this. So second is the judgment. Does it make any sense to talk about a good ball or bad one? Perhaps one might say this ball bounces well, so it's good in that respect, yeah? But to extend that property of bounciness to make a judgment about the ball as a whole is to go too far. While it's true and fair to say this ball is bouncy, to say this is a good ball, is to claim that your personal judgments matter more than the truth. It is a conceit of pride to extend our judgment as they were fact. For example, Indian example on the elephant. So in order to make it clear, so right now I'm going to give an instance or example. For example, in the so there is a this is the Indian tale or like a tale. So there were a few blind people, and they were asked to explain or to give definition on the elephant. The elephant, as we know, it's a huge like animal, yeah. So we cannot like comprehend, we cannot embrace it thoroughly, wholly, because the elephant is a huge. And the blind people we ask it by touching it. One of them like touches the elephant touches the elephant by touching the small tail of the elephant. One touched the foot, one touched his long nose. And when they were asked, each give explanation or each answered according to their ability of understanding, according to their capacity of comprehending the elephant. One said that elephant is a small short tail. One said that elephant is a long trunk. One said the elephant is a big foot. But the fact or the truth is that the elephant is a huge animal, yeah. But according to their ability or according to their capacity of comprehending, each answered based on their understanding the elephant. The third is the assent. Assent is to approve of whatever is happening to us. To assent is not to say yes or no, but I understand. Consent is a wonderful word to describe this process. It is active. Through our participation in our life, we constantly reaffirm that we embrace what is currently happening to us. Consenting to life is saying yes to chance, to fortune and misfortune, to circumstance favorable or not. Favorable or not. So Marcus Aurelius states, you have power over your mind, not outside events. So realize this and you will find strength. So this means that the discipline of judgment is power over our mind. The discipline of assent in internalizing that you cannot control outside events. And the discipline of action in the strength you gain to act from the realization of the former two disciplines. The three Stoic like disciplines function as a triangle with judgment and assent supporting action, just as the mind supports and ultimately controls the body. Uh, the main branch of philosophy is the first one. The first branch of philosophy is ontology and gnoseology, logic, ethics, aesthetics, and etc. Ontology, the doctrine of being. Gnoseology is theory of cognition, how we comprehend, how we recognize, mm, how we recognize. And the logic, the science of correct, consistent, argumented forms of thinking. Ethics, moral values and or norms. Aesthetics deals with the nature of beauty and taste. And from philosophy, like specific scientific disciplines were created or emanated. For example, mathematics, medicine, astronomy, natural science, social studies, history. All of these scientific disciplines were emanated from philosophy. So there is three main forms of view of the world. The first one is the mythology, and second one is religion, and third one is philosophy. Mythology is in Greek mythos, legend, logos, word or doctrine. So mythology is a form of imaginary cognitive social consciousness about the world. The second one is the religion. Religion is a traditional form of social consciousness based on belief in a transcendental omnipotent force beyond nature and humanity. Religion deals with the following doctrines such as believing in God, comprehension of the natural phenomena, creation of the world and man. And the third one is the philosophy. Philosophy has gone through three stages in terms of its evolutionary development in terms of the approach to the world. The first one is cosmocentrism, second one is theocentrism, and third one is anthropocentrism. As for the cosmocentrism of ancient philosophy is the first stage of development of world philosophical thought. Early ancient philosophy was based on the mythological concept of world that is inextricably linked with nature and its phenomena. Therefore, it was called physical, that is natural. Cosmocentrism of ancient philosophy sees the cosmos as the center of the universe, which is based on natural harmony. And the second is the theocentrism. Theocentrism is connected with Middle Ages, according to which God is the center of the world and everything else in the universe. So here, in this period of time, theocentrism in this period of time, God, God is the central aspect of our existence. This means that God is a central aspect of human beings' life, which is opposed to anthropocentrism or existentialism. This means that is, in other words, everything we do in this world, every act we do to others or toward nature finds its meaning and value in God, because everything was connected to God in this period of time, in theocentrism period of time. The third one is anthropocentrism. Anthropocentrism emerged after the discovery of gravity. People lost their belief of incomprehensible powers that govern the world, because anthropocentrism comes after the theocentrism. After the theocentrism, even the church couldn't prevent the change and arrival of that new idea, anthropocentrism, because incomprehensible powers wasn't accepted anymore. People reached the idea or obtained the idea that everything has an explanation. Now everything could be understood. So humans ended up the idea that they are the ruler of this world. This means that people arrived at the conclusion that they are the creator, that they are the creator of this of this of this, not of this world, but the creator, uh, the things, the things of their life, the things of their life. So there are like a few directions. The first one is materialism. The second is idealism. Third one is empiricism, and the last one is rationalism. Materialism, matter is considered as the first substance, and consciousness is considered as the manifestation of matter. And second one is idealism. By contrast, idea is considered as the first substance, as the matter is a product of the idea. Then comes empiricism. Empiricism is an epistemological theory that holds that knowledge or justification comes only or primarily from sensory experience. As for the rationalism, is the epistemological view that regards reason as the chief source and test of knowledge. This means that in the history of philosophy, empiricism and rationalism, they debate or they argue that they argue that ideas one while the empiricists think that holds the view that ideas come to us a posteriori, that is to say through our experience. And rationalists think that that the knowledge comes through a priori. This means that through the use of logic, through by our thinking. Later on, in our upcoming lectures, we will discuss this like deeply or and profoundly. Thank you very much, dear student, for your attending my lecture. See you. Have a good day. Bye.